as a child, did you used to practice faces in the mirror? Did you go and amuse your childhood friends in the schoolyard?
No, except once. I seem to remember when I was 10 or 11, I seem to remember standing in front of my schoolmates in the sports changing rooms and entertaining them in a way that I thank God I can't remember. But I remember doing that. I remember larking about, looning about. I can't remember. Or I've deliberately blotted it from my mind. I can't think. But anyway, I genuinely can't remember. But anyway, that was when I was 10 or 11. As soon as I got to 12, 13, you know, like a lot of 12 and 13-year-olds, I became very self-conscious. And I think that in order to be funny, I have to have a stage, I have to have a platform, or I have to have a camera frame or something. I have to have a raison d'etre, a properly presented reason. And, of course, I have to become somebody else. I can't really do things as myself.
You are very unusual in the sense that you're not just in the top of that sort of slapstick physical comedy, but you're also at the top in verbal comedy, things like Blackadder. How important is it to you to be at the top of both fields? It's a pretty rare thing.
Well, I've never sort of aimed to be at the top of anything, I don't think, but I enjoy the job and the variety that's provided by being in both disciplines, that I find them both very satisfying, and I enjoy them both equally, to be honest.
Really?
That I don't much prefer one over the other, except from the social point of view. With dialogue, implies that there's somebody else there, and therefore it's a less lonely experience than the Mr. Bean experience.
Well, do you understand comedy?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, I understand my comedy. I wouldn't claim to have any, you know, great objective, successful analysis of comedy in general, but in the end, you know, I have my own instincts. I mean, you know, to follow your heart, and in the end, your instincts is all you've got. That is my skill. You know, my skill, if I have one, is my belief in my own instincts, and therefore in my own judgment about what I should be doing, and above all in the truth or otherwise of the characters that I've played.
If you follow your heart, and as you've said, most of the characters that are most successful involve evil, meanness, selfishness, horror.
Yes,
what does that say about your heart?
Well, I don't know. It just, well, it says, what it says, I suppose, is that it's fun to play somebody evil. That's all. I would prefer that if there is any badness in me, I'd rather release it through a fictional fantasy than I would in my own life. I mean, not that I feel as though if I wasn't acting, I would be going around murdering the people or spitting at them in the street. I hope not that. But I think, but what I love is the fantasy of it, is the fictional release you can get from pretending to be nasty.
I would have thought that someone who did, as you said, has a slight stammer, it's a very brave thing to go into acting.
Stammering is all a matter of, you know, confidence or tiredness or lack of it. And because I always knew that, you know, when presented with an audience or a camera, that usually it disappeared. But by no means all the time. I can show you some outtakes of the Blackadder or the Thin Blue Line when I get to some B's followed by a vowel, which is my real bête noire, like bête noire, that I used to have terrible trouble.
I find Mr. Bean rather sexy. Am I alone here?
I hope so. But I have heard it actually before. Well, I can't see it.
Rowan Atkinson, thank you very much.
Thank you.